On December 14th, 1993, in Aurora, Colorado, everything seemed to be as normal. 5 Chuck E. Cheese employees were working to close down the restaurant for the night, but unknowingly to them, there was a 6th man in the building that night. This is the story of Nathan Dunlap.
I killed 4 people. I must have killed 5. I want to dead.
Why in the hell would the governor of Colorado, that voted for the death penalty, overwhelmingly voted for the death penalty, decide to go against what is written in the law, in the Colorado Constitution? I thought, she'd be an idiot to do that.
I do not want to cause the victim's families, Bobby Stevens, anybody, any more pain than I've already caused.
Before the incident at Chuck E. Cheese, Nathan Dunlap had already committed several crimes before 1993. He had committed several robberies at the age of 15 using a golf club and then firearms. He had spent time in a juvenile detention center, and due to erratic behavior, also a psychiatric hospital. Nathan had already had his bumps with the law before the incident, and it was evident that none of those previous incidents would be his last. Dunlap began working at Chuck E. Cheese in 1993 and was fired in July after a disagreement he had with his supervisor over scheduling hours. Nathan was angry because he had been fired from his job at the restaurant. He decided to take revenge on those he felt had wronged him. He brought a gun to the restaurant, hid in the bathroom, waited for the perfect time, and began shooting. There were 5 innocent people in that building: Sylvia Crawwell, Colleen O'Connor, Benjamin Grant, Margaret Kohlberg, and Bobby Stevens. Nathan had shot all 5 of them. Miraculously though, Bobby Stevens managed to survive the gunshot to his face. After going limp, Nathan moved on to the back of the restaurant and escaped out the back door. He was later arrested and charged with multiple counts of murder and attempted murder. Since Bobby had survived, he was able to provide a testimony of what had gone down that night, which proved to be significant enough evidence to put Nathan Dunlap away forever.
What happened in this particular case, the police were called just after 10 o'clock. The only survivor, Bobby Stevens, was able to run to a neighbor's house. He was shot in the face. Right, and he was able to run to a residence that was just to the east of Chuck E. Cheese and called the police.
The families of the victims were left devastated, and the community was shaken by the senseless violence. He was eventually convicted and sentenced to death. The Nathan Dunlap Chuck E. Cheese shooting was a heartbreaking event that forever changed the lives of those involved and left a scar on the community.
Most of the victims' families were there, and most of us were very adamant that he deserved the death penalty.
I explained, I've remained quiet for this long. I haven't said anything, but now it's time for me to speak up. I think Nathan deserves to face his maker.
But tomorrow, a judge is finally scheduled to set an execution week. Under state law, it must be within about 90 to 120 days of the hearing, so August or September. But the Crowells are worried the governor may grant clemency. They say his office is asked to talk to them this week, and they already know their answer.
And recently, Nathan's sentence has been updated. After an appeal in the courts, Nathan was given temporary reprieve, an order that granted him from indefinite stay of execution. With California's last execution performed in 2006, and with Colorado officially abolishing the death penalty on March 23, 2020, it seems Nathan Dunlap will no longer have to pay for his crimes with the death penalty, but instead with life in prison. 4 lives were lost that night, and many families were devastated. So I guess that leaves the question, would it mean more for Nathan to pay with the rest of his life, or with the death penalty?
Our family was the family that was more against the death penalty than anybody else. What I said to the governor was, most of these years, I haven't thought about Nathan Dunlap. What I've been doing is I've been trying to heal. And I said to him, Governor, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes for anything because I couldn't say yes.